Warning, do not make these mistakes when using the infinite banking concepts. So here it is. Infinite banking is one of the greatest, the most epic, the most transformative money hacks that I've ever discovered. But if you don't listen to what I have to say in this video, you probably won't ever get started. In today's video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you the 3 things that you should never ever do with your infinite banking policy. But before I dive in, make sure that you like this video and hit that little subscribe button right here. But let's get back to infinite banking. Did you know that over 340 million Americans carry some sort of debt? That's essentially the whole United States population. Basically, everybody's been hardwired and conditioned to have some sort of debt. I mean, this is one of the biggest things to avoid and to pay attention to while using infinite banking. You need to relearn and understand that the debt that you take on is not with a traditional bank. It's got to be with your own bank, which leads me to the 3rd biggest mistake people make while using the infinite banking concepts. And that is, don't steal from your bank. You wouldn't steal from somebody else's bank. So why is it that people steal from their own bank? It'd be like owning any business and you walk into your business every day and you steal from your business. What would happen? Your business would go out of business. But yet, it's the same thing. If you decide to use the infinite banking concept and to become your own bank, then you gotta understand that you need to be an honest banker and never steal from your bank. Here's how you can avoid stealing from your bank. The biggest temptation that people have to steal from their bank is they start thinking in their mind, wait a second, this is my money. I saved this money. So if I take money out of my policy and I buy a car, why would I pay my policy back? I mean, it was my money to start. Hang on. If you're gonna be the bank, please remember the rules. And that is, you must always recycle and recapture all the money that you're used to giving away. Now, let me ask you, how do you buy cars now? You probably pay a lease payment, or you probably pay a car payment, right? Maybe some of you paid cash for the car and you paid nothing, but your money isn't working for you. Because if you paid cash for the car, then that money that you paid cash for with, that money can't work for you anymore. It can't earn interest for you anymore. It can't work for you anymore. So essentially, that's the most expensive way. So let's go back. How do you avoid stealing from your bank? I think the best way in the beginning is to not handle it yourself. You see, here at the Money Multiplier, we have created an entire division called the mapping team. And the mapping team is there to serve you. They don't cost you anything, but once you start your policy through us, the mapping team will take your loans out for you. So let me give you an example. You start your policy and you're ready to go. 30 days has elapsed or somewhere there in between when your check clears and you're ready to take the first loan. The first thing you need to think is, if I take a loan, where is that money going to work for me? Now let's just do what's most common. Most people are gonna pay off some form of debt. So for you, let's just talk about a car loan. You got an old car loan there that you're making $500 a month payments. So we take the loan from the policy, we pay the car loan off. But how about you don't do the loan? You get on the phone or you send an email to the mapping team and your specialist and you say, hey, I would like to pay the car loan off. My monthly payment's $500 a month and they're charging me 6% interest. Can we take a loan from my policy and pay this off and set up, hear that word, set up a loan recapture? You see, the mapping team's gonna know exactly what to do. They're gonna process the loan. They're gonna basically send the loan to whatever bank account you have on file. When the money hits the bank account, you just gotta write a check to pay off your car loan. When your car loan's paid off, then what you gotta do is set up a loan repayment back to your policy. The mapping team will help you do all of this. The only thing they can't do is go into your bank account and set up the bill pay. Because before the bill pay went to somebody else's bank, and now you're gonna set the bill pay up to go back to your bank, which is the policy. And you're gonna pay the policy loan at the exact same amount. It's no different than you giving away 6% interest every month on the car loan, and you're not getting any of that money. Except for now, the $500 a month payments come back to your policy. You get to use those $500 a month payments, and you recaptured 6% that you were giving away. Do you see how this works? The whole time your policy was earning interest and dividends uninterrupted. The second thing that you need to remember is when you take a loan from your policy, always set up the recycle and recapture. So if you have the mapping team take the loan out and you pay off the debt, you just set up the bill pay back to your policy. A lot of people forget this, which is essentially they start stealing from their bank. Because think about it, right? If that payment's not going back to your policy, where is that payment going to end up? Sitting in somebody else's bank, where the bank is making 400 to 1,300% more than you are. That's just the math. BauerFinancial.com tells you what banks make. So this isn't very difficult. If you don't set up the payment, just remember the bank is using your money to make 400 to 1,300% more than you are. So why wouldn't you set up the payment back to your bank where you control the money, where every single monthly payment you put back into your policy as a loan repayment pays down the loan to the insurance company and makes you more money, and you get to use it all and you get to control it all, and oh yeah, you're making a spread on the money the entire time. Now you might not grasp all of that. So here's a visual. Your money started on the left side, right? In your policy. We took a loan. And you did that through the mapping team because I suggested you do that. That loan was used to pay off the car. That's your opportunity. You paid off the car loan, which was with somebody else's bank. Then what you did is you set up a loan repayment, okay, which is a bill pay from your bank back to your policy. All you did there is you completed a circle. Your money started on the left side, went over to your right side to work with the car. The payments that you used to give away to somebody else's bank now are made back to your bank, which is the bottom part of the circle completing. End to end control. And the whole time, you made a spread. That's how this works. And now the first and most important thing to not steal from your bank is this. It's your mindset. Don't allow your mind to go back to the old way of thinking. You are the bank. You're building a banking system called the private banking system. This is what we've been working on, and it's all going to be done using the infinite banking concepts. But the biggest problem is your mind will want to go back to the old way because that just seems like the easy way. It's not the easy way, it's just what you've become used to. You become used to giving money away to everybody else's bank. You become used to giving up control of your money to everybody else's bank. So don't go back to that. And the best way to do that, the best way to keep yourself focused is always remember the circle. If the money doesn't land back into your bank, which is your policy, then you're missing something. So many people miss a step. So many people go back to the old way of thinking and they just, after they pay a loan off, after they invest the money, they have the investment earnings go into the traditional bank. They don't complete the final step. And I don't understand why. It's not like it's a lot of work for you. It's a simple email to the mapping team. Whoever your mapping specialist is, they'll do it all for you. They will start and finish the entire process. You just need to point them in a direction. I want to pay off my car loan. The mapping team would say, great. And they will start doing that. And they will ask you all those questions I mentioned earlier. How much was the balance? How much is the loan payment you're making to them? What is the interest rate? What was the term? Because all we're going to do is mimic the car loan that you paid to somebody else, and we're just going to change it. We're just going to literally pay it back to yourself. I do something maybe a little different, and this would be a little extra work, but the mapping team could help you with this. I do a promissory note from me to me. I know that sounds silly. Chris Naugle owes Chris Naugle's private banking policy. I do it. And I write down, my car loan was $119,000. I paid the car loan off. Insert your numbers. Car loan was $16,000, $25,000, whatever it is. So you just insert your car payment amount into that promissory note. And you know, this is gonna even sound crazier. Sign it. Sign the bottom. You're making a commitment to yourself. It'd be like literally sitting down at a table and across from you sits yourself, but yourself sitting across from you is the banker you. And then you are the one that needs to learn how to be the banker. And all you're doing is making a promise to yourself to pay yourself back at the exact same amount you were giving somebody else. But if you don't have car loans and you don't have debts, great. When you lend your money out or you invest your money, don't forget the bottom part of the circle. You must keep your mindset focused on being the bank. And don't let it drift back to allowing someone else's bank to control your money, somebody else's bank to use your money. This is the most important thing that you need to remember. Now, here's one of the things that just dawned on me. There are some people whose mindset literally shifts completely back to the old way of giving up control and paying payments to somebody else's bank. And when I think about that, it drives me nuts because those are the people that will come to us and say, hey, I want to cancel my policy. I don't want to make payments to the insurance company anymore. Now let's just stop. Remember, when you make deposits into a traditional bank account, you're making a deposit, right? So what are we doing here? Are we making payments or are we making premium deposits? That's like nails on a chalkboard to me because it's one of the biggest misconceptions. If you're going to be the bank, it's your bank. You're making deposits into your bank, not theirs. So when people decide that they don't want to do this anymore, they want to cancel, which is, there's not very many people that do this. Matter of fact, thank God there's not. But those folks that do come to us and say that, here's the first thing I always say to them. I try to talk them out of it and get them back to the right way of thinking, but sometimes you just can't because somebody got in their head. You know, somebody that thinks they know what they don't know. I always tell them, I say, no problem, but before you consider surrendering it and actually maybe losing money in the first year or 2 years, because that's the only time they do it, what if I could have somebody buy your policy? Oh yeah, that's right. There's always going to be somebody in line waiting to buy the policy you want to give up. Why? Why would somebody want to buy that thing that you want to give up that's just those payments? Because somebody is in the right mindset. Somebody knows how this works. Somebody remembers what uninterrupted compound interest actually does. So for the person that wants to give it up, there's always a person that wants to buy it. And actually, there's not just one, there's a list of those people that want to buy your policy. So always think about that. Why would somebody want to buy your policy when you're ready to cancel it? That should keep you in the right mindset. Let's do a quick recap of the 3 things you do not want to do. The third thing we talked about is you setting up a system of using the mapping team to build what it is you want this to do. Because there's a problem we got to solve, so let the mapping team help you solve that problem, setting it up, helping you take the loans, helping you build the map, and helping you set up the cash flow model. The second thing we talked about is if you do take a loan, don't stop there. You got to complete the circle. Remember, you want to start the money on the left side, move it over to the right side where it's going to work for you, and then we want to connect the dots on the bottom part of the circle and bring the money back to your bank. And that is called recycling and recapturing. So don't take a loan and forget to set up the recycle recapture. And then I said the number 1 most important thing is mindset. Don't let your mindset shift back to the old way of thinking. Don't let your mindset allow you to start giving up control of your money again and putting it in traditional banks or, God forbid, those 401ks. Don't let your mindset allow you to start making payments to somebody else's bank when you've got your own banking system. These are 3 of the most important things. And now that you understand how to avoid these 3 things, make sure that you use your private banking system responsibly. So thanks again for watching this video. I hope it helped you. And please make sure that you like it because that's what helps me make more. So like it, share it, bop it, twist it, and pull it. No, just like it and hit that little button that says subscribe. And while you're at it, there's gonna be a little alert button up top. Yeah, I need you to smash that button. And I need you to really hit it, smash it, so you're notified every time another video comes up. And if you do that, you won't regret it. But today's question I have for you is what's holding you back from starting the infinite banking concept now? Comment below. And if you really enjoyed this video today, then check this one out right here. So I'll see you on the next one. Check it out.